Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am, like I promised, I am going to be doing a decluttering of fancy dress clothes. Now, once upon a time, is that a phrase? Once upon a time, my kids, literally all they wore was fancy dress. And it was a time when it was before COVID, so they were like 3 and 8, and that's all they wore was fancy dress. Come home from school, fancy dress. Weekend, fancy dress. We would go out shopping, and I'd pick up loads of bits. And I was quite fortunate that Harrison, my eldest, was never a destroyer of things. He looked after things really well, so I was able to then keep him in not immaculate condition, but I was able to put him into storage for them when Ruben was able to wear them. I have just brought them all back downstairs because I'm trying to rotate things. Remember I said before I like to rotate toys? Well, at the minute in Ruben's room, he's got a lot of Paw Patrol, a lot of PJ Masks. So we've got all that out, and we got rid of the role-playing toys. Now Harrison, he used to have a toy chest, and it was full to the brim. And I mean every Nerf gun you could think of. All this, I remember at one time, I think I was going to get him the Nerf scooter, but he's got all the stuff like this, and it comes with all the, and honestly, I have got Tupperware full of Nerf gun bullets. And I was going to get him a shelf. But the shelf, I think, just to hold the toys, that doesn't include the guns. I'm sure the shelf itself was like 99 quid. And then, to be honest, they just all of a sudden stopped playing with role-playing toys and stopped playing with Nerf guns. So obviously, like I've said a few times now, this week, I'm not sure when this video will go up, but during the first week of March, so there's 3 days that the kids are not wearing school uniform, and I've got to have a look at my stuff because I'm not buying anything new. I don't see the point. So I've had a look at my stash, brought it all back from storage, and I was shocked how much fancy dress stuff we've got. And I'm just going to bring you along and show you how I've decluttered it. I've still got a lot of stuff upstairs, so today I'm just going to be decluttering fancy dress. I'm not going to go on to the Nerf guns and the old toys that I think they're not going to play with. There's a couple of like car garages, and there's the WWE ring with all the figurines, a dartboard. There's quite a lot of stuff up there. But my attic, I've only got one bulb, and for me to get up there, I've got to climb up, like the pull down ladder. It's not an attic of dreams. It's got one bulb, no windows. So I don't think I could even film up there. It'd be really dark and really dingy. So I need to get rid of all this first, and then put this back up the attic, and then I'm happy to bring more stuff down. And that's how I declutter. So I'm going to show you how I've sorted it, and what I've made my sons do is try on everything. Literally, I made them try on everything, and I'm quite sad that a lot of stuff now that's like age 3 to 4, which I obviously knew wasn't gonna fit them. But there's a lot of age 5 to 6 years that don't fit Ruben. And he's 6 in May, and he's a big boy for his age, but he's going into like 7 and 8 now, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, I really, really need to get cracking with this decluttering. So the next stage then would be decluttering it and getting it out of the house. If I don't think it's worthy of selling, then I'll just donate it straight to, I got a place just up the road. It's a fantastic charity, and I'll just donate it. So I'm going to show you now the piles that I formed. So as you come into Harrison's room, this is the stuff that I found just chucked in bottom boxes. So they want to keep them, they've said. Now, as we come over here, that is what we are keeping. So it looks like there's loads in it, but if I just give it a good press down, it'd only be one container full. And then this is what we're getting rid of. Excuse that, we're not getting rid of that. So this is the pile that I've got to wash. This is the pile that don't need washing. That pile needs to go on a whitewash. And then I've just got containers here. So this is all plastic stuff. Obviously I can't put that in the wash machine, so I'm going to put that probably in my baby bath, give it a little once over. But what I've realised is I've kept a lot of these. When I was sorting out all the stuff, what I'd realised is in my time I was a bit of a hoarder. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh no, I'm going to sneeze. Taking a pair down. Got so much dust. Yeah, once upon a time, I was a hoarder. There's a video, I'll see if I can find it and link it below. 50 things that I used to hoard, not done by me. I could have easily have done it. 50 things that I used to hoard, no word of a lie. Apart from things that weren't accessible to me, like the woman that was in America, I think is a hoarder's heart. I absolutely love her. I was watching her video, 50 things that I used to hoard. I want to say 48 I used to hoard as well. And I've still got a few of them to this day that I'm like, well, I don't see the point in getting rid of stuff. And that's these bags. So it's the bags that the toys used to come in. Now we've got a company called Ruby's. It's like Smith's. It's a brand that sells fancy dress. I'm not sure what the equivalent be, but it's all these. Right? I've even got the actual cardboard thing inside to tell you what size it is and what it looked like on the person. So that's the backpack. Remember I said in a previous video, the Ghostbusters, that's the back view of it. More. Oh, I got a Halloween costume there. Still got the cardboard. And for me, it's perfect then to sell on, because not only can the buyer see, not only can the buyer see what it looks like on the person, Superman, and then it tells you then like the age. So like this one is a large one, so we're keeping the large. So what I'll do, if it is going to go back in storage, I'll press it all down and I'll seal it in the bag, so I know that this is a large and it's 7 to 8 years. Loads. This is the one we're selling, Captain America costume, and yeah, more. I'm so glad that I've kept them because it keeps the toys nice and clean. I've completely taken over Harrison's bedroom. I will give it a nice little dust once I've finished, just so that it's not lingering in the air. But yeah, what I do, this is how I declutter. I look at it. I know there's loads of people, there's loads of method, but for me personally is I like to look at it. I like to touch it, I like to feel it, I like to smell it. I like to look at everything, because once you see it, and I know it's a KonMari method. I haven't watched her videos, but I've watched people doing her videos, copying her. I fully agree. If you get it all out in front of you and you can clearly see there's nothing hiding in that cupboard, there's nothing stashed over there. If you can clearly see everything that you've got, you will instantly go, whoa. You know, if you've got things hiding, the only one that you're lying to is yourself. You don't want to be lying to yourself, do you? You want to be truthful. You don't want your stuff. Now, me personally, this stuff have been upstairs since probably last Christmas. So yeah, I could think to myself, if my kids haven't played with it and haven't missed it, then I really should be getting rid of it. But the thing is, our attic is so accessible. When I do go up it and they do see the toy chest, they like, oh, and I always say, oh no, and I always palm them off. But I know it is, I know I've triggered them to be like, oh, I actually remember having that. But I know as soon as I bring these down, give them a wash, they'll want to play with them. And already they can't wait to get in that chest. I said, well, let me give them a little Febreze first. Because these have been like in containers where they like sealed. But because I'm selling some of the stuff, I would feel more confident to wash them first. So yeah, that's been my decluttering of the toy storage. And I wonder if other people are the same. Do you hold on to stuff that your kids don't fit into? I know that there's one outfit, it's the doctor's outfit. Oh, so I'm going to sneeze again. I know there's an outfit that I will hold it onto it because I want to give it to my grandchildren. And if I don't give it to my grandchildren, I'll dress teddy bear in it. It's age 3 to 4. I can't get rid of it. I am so attached to it. I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. And it's this. It's so cute. This, I cannot get rid of it. Look at that. It is so cute. It also comes with it. It's got like Velcro, and it's got a like a Velcro one of these. And then it's got these hats. I think these are hats or like from COVID, but I think as soon as my kids seen them, I think I had them from my office, and I was just like, yeah. We all just dressed up in yeah. And these little shoes weren't intended to be a part of the outfit. They just, I remember I bought them. I think they're from Lidl's or Aldi. Only a couple of quid, and they were just outdoor shoes. You know, when the kids, they can't be asked to put their shoes on, so they like Crocs, fake Crocs. And I can't get rid of it. It doesn't fit my kids, but I'm gonna fold it up nicely and probably in one of these nice bags. Get a nice label on it, do not throw out, and put it up in the attic. You go back upstairs to see now if I've got matching items. So when I sell the stuff, I want to make sure that they'd have in all of the stuff. I don't want to in weeks to come look and go, oh no, that person, I've sold that now, that would have been ideal for that. I hope I'm making sense. I think I am. Bag full of stuff. Now like with that's obviously been battered, so I don't know what to do with that. I'll see if somebody wants it, but that's to go in the wash pile. And then I found more of these cardboard things, but we're keeping the flash because the flash is age 8 to 10. Keeping the 4, so we're going to keep 4. Ant-Man. And what I didn't realise the other day, is it Paul Rudd or Rudd? He's in Clueless. A vampire costume. I need to go with the Halloween stuff. 7 to 8 we'll be keeping in. Awesome. And you blow it up and then it like straps on to the side, and it's got like another pack, and it looks amazing. So that goes with that. That's the Captain America hat. Need to give that a wash. That's the Flash's belt, so keeping that. My sons, they rediscovered their walkie-talkies, so I brought these down. Probably have to change the batteries. I have got a lot of stuff, and what I say to Marcus and what I say to everybody, that I think I've said before, I so wish I picked up the camera in 2020, because that's when I made £1,000. No word of a lie, I made £1,000 by selling stuff, because you think no shops were open. And I literally did. It was Mother's Day, so we'd went into lockdown. Us as like in my area, we went down into lockdown, and we was told to leave work on the 13th of March 2020. And I so wish that I picked up my camera and started videoing when I did, because then I was working from home. Marcus, I think, had the option if he wanted to be furloughed, and he did. And me and him together, and my kids, obviously they pretend like they helped. We brought the entire content of our attic, and it was chock-a-block to the roof full of stuff. We emptied it. We were in the middle of decorating as well, so we didn't care like what state the carpets were going to get in. We didn't care like if we were scraping the paint off the wall. We emptied the entire part of our attic, and I had it laid out all over my living room, the dining room, the kitchen. You won't believe it, right? But for one entire week in March, April, I left stuff outside. It didn't rain. I bagged up everything in black bags. I had massive boxes. I had a car full, because this was like things hadn't started to close yet. So we still had all the charity bins still open. We still had all the, the weigh-in. You take stuff and then it gets weighed on like how much kilos it is. They were still all open, charity shops were all still open, and I went through my books, I went through my CDs, I went through DVDs, I went through videos. I don't think I've got one or two cassette tapes because they just hold a special place in my heart. Clothes, shoes, I got rid of it. Beds, bedding, I was selling for like £1 a set. Toys that the kids no longer played with. Everything that you could think of. A huge fireman collection that I had £100 worth. I sold it all. I had a couple of nasty comments, like on Spock especially. A couple of people that were like quite rude, and I was just like, well, and I was being rude back. They were like, oh, I'll give you half a chewing gum and half a Snickers for that. And I was just like, no thank you, I don't want any of that if you've been in your mouth, with COVID. And I was being proper like horrible back. I was just like, just let me crack on and let me sell things. Like some stuff I was just selling for £1. And within distance then, before we was like not confined to areas, I was going, yeah, if you bulk buy, we go and deliver it. And yeah, I made an absolute fortune, and I made £1,000. And I still had it on my phone, a tally of everything, and I proper sorted out the attic. It's still in a good state now, but obviously we've had 2 Christmases since then, where the junk had built up so ill. Oh, you should have seen my skin, because obviously at the attic you've got like that cotton wool stuff hanging, stuff insulation that it clung to me, but I had it everywhere. Black bags, I had shoes, skyscraper heels like that I used to wear once upon a time. Got rid of clothes, and it's mental. I got rid of clothes because in 2020 I obviously lost 3 stone, but before, I didn't start losing my weight until the June, and I started doing this in the March, April, May. And I said to myself, I am not going to keep clothes that don't fit me no more. If I am too big to fit into them, if they've been there that long and I haven't had the incentive to get in them now, then I'm never going to get into them. And what did I do? I got rid of all my clothes, and then all of a sudden I wish I kept the clothes because I couldn't. I just had to wear baggy clothes for the time being because nothing was open, and I wasn't going to spend more money. But in some things, it was like it swings and roundabouts. I wish that I kept some stuff because I needed it. A lot of stuff that I would have fitted into. But like I said, if I hadn't worn them in like 2 or 3 years, then where was the incentive? I wasn't going to get into them. But anyway, back to my story. I like to have everything out, all of it. And I know what I was trying to say now. The point of the story is, it's got to get worse. Before it gets good, it's got to be bad. You've got to, it's got to be peaks and troughs. It's got to be bad before it gets good. And it's got to be messy before it can get clean. And in my case, my house wasn't messy. It was the attic. And I always say this, I've said it to a couple of people, because the attic is above me. I'm quite spiritual, quite got an energy about me. When I was lying in bed, I felt the pressure of that on me. I really did. I felt like it was a burden on me. I felt like it was pressing down on me. So when I would sleep, even though it wasn't anywhere near touching me, the walls wasn't caving in, the ceilings weren't caving in. You know, up here it was. And then, do you know, as soon as I was emptied and I had sections, because I love sections, I am organised, but I'm not OCD organised. But you know, then because I could clearly see that was Christmas, that was Halloween, keepsakes, memorabilia, homeware, um, spares, suitcases. Do you know then? Because I could clearly walk up the attic and see it. I felt so much better, and people noticed it. They were like, oh, you seem different. And I was like, yeah, I've just cleaned my entire attic out and decluttered my entire house. And I did that all in 2020, and I really, really, really wish I picked up the camera, but I was just too afraid to do it. But I'm doing it now, and like I said, it's not mountains and mountains. You know, um, it would have been great content then, but I'm hoping on a smaller scale that it's still going to be great content for you, because I enjoy this. So as soon as 9 o'clock comes in the night, boom, I'm like, looking who's decluttering what, who's cleaning out, what satisfaction videos can I watch, because I love a before and after. It's nothing better than seeing results. That's what everybody wants, isn't it? So yeah, so I'm gonna, well, I don't know now if I'm gonna go. This has been like me talking about decluttering most grounds of I don't know when you should declutter, why you should declutter. Um, it's just good for you. It's good for the soul. I really think it is. Um, I'm very, very ruthless when it comes to other people's stuff. Um, on many of times I've been asked by other people, will I come to their homes and declutter for them, because I think differently. And I've helped, in the past, I've helped my mum, I've helped my auntie. Hope you found this useful. Once I have put all this in the wash now, I will show the next stage of me getting it up online and the tips and the tricks that I do. It might be no tips and tricks, it might just be something that you already do yourself. I know there's a lot of there's obviously there's a lot of different people in the world, and in my case, in my household, you've got me and Marcus and the kids. Now Marcus is no, sell it, make money, don't give it away for free. He doesn't use the phrase charity begins at home, because he doesn't say it, but in that case, that's what he believes. And then on my case, I'm like, oh, I got like the angel and the devil on me. I'm like, the angel on my shoulder is saying, help people less fortunate than you. And then on the other side, it's like, well, no, if you can make money, sell it and make money for you so that you can have the money yourself. But then I've also got like a split where I'm like, okay, I'll do half of the stuff that I want to give to charity that I don't think I should sell. And then I got the other half that is like, I will sell the stuff and I feel good about selling the stuff because I'm also donating. So I've got like a little bit of a balance. I wonder if other people are the same. But you do generally feel good. And a couple of times, I'm telling you now, a couple of times when I've donated stuff, good things come our way. I don't want to go into too much detail, but a lot of good things come our way. This stuff is in quite good nick. I think I'll sell it, and then some stuff then I'll donate. But yeah, there's been a couple of occasions where good things have come our way by just donating. And you feel good about yourself. You know, well, I what I've always said was, I'd like to see the things that I'm donating to, you know, like the shoebox appeal. I'd love to see what families that these stuff I'm donating to. And I know there's like mass companies out there that are not being generous, and they will say that they donate in, but then they take a cut. Like, I hate stuff like that. So what I try to do is try to keep it quite local. So like I said, the one up the industrial estate by us, I know people that work there and I know the good stuff that comes out of it. I think I take that charity starts at home. For me, is charity starts local. And there's been a few times, sorry, I keep going back and forth, but things keep jogging in my memory. Um, when we originally started to go back to school, I actually donated all the kids' school uniform that didn't fit them. I donated it to the school. So then I know that I'm giving back to the community because I was happy to do that. We're getting rid of our Christmas tree. So if the school wants a new Christmas tree, it's a 7 foot now because obviously we've got a high ceiling. It's a 7 foot Christmas tree, and we want a new one because this one I've had it for 10 years, but I just want a new one. So I'm going to save up for one. I should have really bought one in the January sales, but you just don't think. I thought no. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of my Christmas tree and I'm going to donate it to the school. Obviously, if they want it, put it in the school hall, wherever. This has been like a little chatty decluttering and why you should declutter and how I got into it. It's a rambling video, I know that I don't stop talking. As soon Marcus says, my God, as soon as that you press the red button, he said, you just don't shut up. But you know, because I've got you on a different angle, I can see me, so it's like if I'm talking to me, but I'm talking to you, I'm talking to my friends, I'm talking to my family. And so yeah, any questions, just ask me. I'm happy to help anyone. And yeah, so I'm gonna love you and leave you. So take care, stay safe and stay warm. Bye everyone.